Generating video from a prompt has never been the hard part for very long. The hard part is getting the shot you actually had in mind. Google has just shipped a version aimed squarely at that problem. Start with what actually shipped. Google marked its conversational video model generally available on the 27th of August. The model handles both generation and editing rather than needing a separate tool for each. Google frames the release as a suite of creative controls rather than a new engine. It reaches developers through AI Studio and the Enterprise Agent platform. The interesting part of this release is not the model. It is the controls wrapped around it. Consider what those controls are. Extension simply continues an existing clip from exactly where it stopped. Interpolation comes next, where you hand it two images and it builds the motion between them. Resolution became a parameter, running from 360p all the way to 4K. Together, they turn a single prompt into something closer to a shot list. Pinning the opening and closing frame turns a slot machine into something closer to a camera. Now to the workflow it implies. Drafting at the lowest resolution runs substantially faster and at a fraction of the cost. Once a take is right, the same pipeline upscales it to 4K. Google also lets you pin the opening and closing frame of a generated clip. Cheap drafts and one expensive final pass is how every other production pipeline already works. There are ceilings worth knowing about. Clips extend in 10-second increments, up to a cumulative total of 40 seconds. When extending, the model reads 10 seconds of what came before rather than only the final frame. You can also point it at a reference clip, though only about 3 seconds of one. That ceiling buys a shot rather than a film, and knowing it up front saves a lot of disappointment. The video model is now generally available rather than experimental. You can pin the first and last frame and extend a clip that already exists. Drafting cheap and upscaling at the end is the workflow it is built around. Plan around that ceiling, and we will see you in the next one.